I think the desert heat is getting to you, or maybe the rising costs. If you're tired of living in the Phoenix heat, could Boise, Idaho be a cooler, more affordable alternative? Let's find out. Come on. I'm gonna compare these two cities from trails to safety to home prices and even to your grocery bill. So let's get started. Skip to any of these sections that I'm gonna mention here. Down below, I'm gonna put the timestamps right in the description. Outdoor life in Boise versus Phoenix. I'm gonna briefly cover safety. I can't really, as a real estate agent, I can't talk about that directly. So I'm gonna direct you towards resources so you can find the best safety resources. We're gonna discuss average prices in Boise and Phoenix. And we're also gonna discuss daily expenses and the weather, because everyone talks about the weather these days. So again, check the timestamps in the description. I put them there. Let's get started. Boise is a gateway to adventure. It is in high desert, yes, but we still have a lush landscape and lots of trails for you to enjoy, with expansive views and access to premium hiking trails minutes away from your doorstep. And the Boise River does bring added water recreation to the area during the summer. Phoenix, as you know, isn't just high desert, it is desert. And it does have over 200 miles of hiking trails minutes away from Phoenix as well. Think cacti, rugged terrain, and iconic Arizona sunsets. The question between Boise and Arizona is, do you want a variety of landscapes in Boise where you get high desert and you can go an hour, less than an hour away to lush forests, or do you want to be content with the diverse landscape of the desert? So safety matters, yes, and I'm going to direct you towards some resources to research crime stats on Phoenix and in Boise. See those links in the description below, and that's what I'm gonna say. Perfect. Let's move on to the next section. Now, housing between Boise and Phoenix. The difference in housing is about $50,000. Boise is about $50,000 on average, not median, more expensive. So Phoenix is gonna be at $422-ish thousand, and Boise is gonna be at $477,000 on average. Then there are the other things that you have to take into consideration, like property taxes and utilities. Utilities in Boise are going to be significantly cheaper. Boise is about 20% below the national average on utilities, which is really great. And I'm going to get more into that when we talk about cost of living, but right now we're focusing on housing costs. Yes, Boise costs a little bit more, but you have, as we're going to get into weather, you have different milder temperatures, milder seasons. You have completely different climate than you do in Arizona. If you're living in Phoenix, I would visit Boise in each of the 4 seasons, see how it feels to you. Okay, next we get into cost of living. Like we talked about earlier, Boise is about 20% below the national average on the cost of utilities. Phoenix is about 3% above the national average for utilities. I would also check property taxes for both of these, but it's pretty variable for Phoenix, I guess. I don't exactly know. I haven't researched enough to know how property taxes there work, but property tax rate I would search up here is about 8%. And for groceries, it's pretty comparable. Boise's below the national average at 4%, and Phoenix is at the national average. And we talked about housing. Boise is obviously above the national average, and Phoenix is above the national average. And they're pretty close to each other, about $50,000 difference. $422,000 average for Phoenix and $477,000 average for Boise. And like we talked about, we're gonna get into weather. Weather is really significant in Boise because often you're gonna see infrequent 100-degree days. And because of the lush tree cover, it's not gonna feel like a dry 100 degrees or a really hot 100 degrees like it might in Arizona. It's gonna be hot, and it's not gonna be anything in comparison to something you find in Phoenix, something you can find in Vegas at all. You'll get infrequent snowy winters, vibrant springs, warm summers, and crisp falls. It's kind of a joke around here in Boise that the weather can change rapidly. I don't know why that is. Maybe it's just where we are on the globe. Let me give you another tip about weather. If you love gardening, if you love planting, I know I do, then the last frost date is May 15th, and anything after that, fantastic time. I'm gonna grow potatoes, tomatoes, lettuce, onions, thyme, all these other different herbs, garlic, all in my backyard because I can. It's really a classic trade-off between Boise and Phoenix. Do you dislike the cold and the infrequent snow? Or Phoenix, are you okay with months and months on end of heat? Desert heat or mountain chill? It depends all on your priorities. What's important to you? What do you find significant about the area? And if you're deciding between Boise or Phoenix, visit both during most or all seasons and determine which one you like best. If you're really on a time crunch, visit both during winter, visit both during summer. see which one is different, and get opinions about locals, and get thoughts about what the locals think of the weather at the time, if it's mild, if it's hot. Overall, this is your choice, and if you want any assistance with making the decision, if you want any more information, I would love to be your real estate agent expert in the Boise area of your choice, whether you plan on moving in the next 2 weeks, 2 months, or 2 years. Please give me a call. My contact information is below, and I will see you in the next video tomorrow. Bye-bye.